Alright, so recently I've acquired this laptop right here. This is a Lenovo Thinkpad T530, and basically I bought it with the intention of trying to repair it, as it doesn't work. And basically I was just going to fix it by myself, but I figured that I might as well turn this into a video. So this is a Lenovo Thinkpad T530, which I believe after shipping I paid $62 for. Now, this is unfortunately only the base i5 model, at least I think it's the base model, and generally those with the i5 and like a 500 gig hard drive and whatever sell for around 150. So as long as I don't have to replace anything that is super expensive, then in theory I should be able to get this thing up and running for not that much money and be able to make a decent profit. But basically all I've done is I've taken it out of its box and I've cleaned it so that I don't have to touch something disgusting. And honestly, it's not in that bad of a condition. It just has a lot of fingerprints for me touching it. But yeah, I haven't done anything with it yet. I haven't tried to power it on. I haven't done anything, and I was saving that for on camera. Before we try and power this thing on, I'm gonna take off the hard drive caddy cover, because listing said there's no hard drive included, but I want to see if there's a caddy included, because it's kind of a 50-50. Okay, there is a caddy, and is there any hard drive? No hard drive. Okay, so honestly I might just leave that off because I might have to take that off later. The listing also said that this thing came with 4 gigs of RAM, so I'm wondering if that's going to be a single 4 gig stick or two 2 gig sticks. I mean, it really doesn't matter on a laptop, but okay, it's a single 4 gig stick. So since the RAM is in there, which is good, we can actually just try and power this thing on real quick. I don't know if the fix is going to be really easy or if it's going to be really hard to do. Quick disclaimer, I'm not an advanced repair technician. Like, if there's a component on the motherboard that's being shorted out and preventing it from work, I'm just going to replace the whole motherboard instead of trying to fix it. I know it's cheaper, but I don't have the correct skills to solder stuff onto motherboards. So let's plug this thing in and let's see what it does. Alright, I plugged it in. I don't think you can see, but the battery light is flashing. I don't know if that means it's charging or if it means that the battery is just completely dead. It's not going to charge. Generally, that's what whenever the laptop battery light starts flashing, generally means that the battery's not actually charging. But let's go ahead and press the power button. Let's see what she does. Okay, well, there's the first problem. The power button's stuck. It doesn't actually push down. Like these right here, you can't really hear it, but these push, make kind of like a click. This doesn't really do that. So I think it's stuck. I'm gonna have to take this off right here and then try to power it on without the this bezel on. So yeah, I guess we get to take this thing apart. I've never taken apart a ThinkPad before, so this will be exciting. Now, I'm not quite sure if I'm supposed to take off all these screws on the bottom to just remove the keyboard and the top power button bezel, but I mean, I am following a guide, but I'm kind of just going on my own, so I'm just going to undo all these screws anyways. Alright, so I got the keyboard attached. Here's the keyboard right here, and yeah, so these buttons, they click, and this one doesn't. And unfortunately, I don't think there's really a way for me to... Oh, look, someone's already tried this. Someone's already tried replacing the keyboard on this. Ooh, that's not good. That might mean that there's something else wrong with this, but look right here. Many thanks, yeah. So someone's replaced this keyboard at one point, and maybe it's supposed to be like that. Maybe it's supposed to be, I don't know, because these buttons, they click. This one, no, this can't be this has to be stuck. I don't know. Let me remove this laptop. Oh, wait a second. There's another RAM stick here. This was only advertised as having 4 gigs. What's the RAM stick is this? 4 more gigs. Okay, so this thing actually has 8 gigs of RAM. That's incredible. Still only has the i5, but whatever. Alright, so here's the keyboard. Let's see if maybe is it possible to pop this off. I don't want to break it. Ooh, yes, it does pop off. Okay. Does it? I don't know if it's supposed to. It's coming off though, but I don't know if it's supposed to. could very well break it. If this thing might need a new keyboard before I can even progress. But let's see if this pops off at all. I don't think I'm gonna be able to pop it off anymore, but I can play with the little button here. I think this button, I don't know. You probably can't see much, but yeah, I think this button's, this button might be, I'm sorry, you can't see. This button might be broken, but I can get it to press down now. Not very well, but it does press down. But once I lay the thing back on, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna try to reconnect the keyboard while having that plastic around the power button pulled away to see if I can get this thing to come back. So I've done some investigating with this keyboard and power button, and I've come to the conclusion, yes, my cat's in here being very annoying, come here. This button doesn't do anything, and I'm gonna try to, keep picking at it to see if I can get it to turn on, but I think this thing's gonna need a new keyboard because of the power button, which is strange because keyboard's already been replaced before, so that tells me that might be something else wrong with this, but I'll keep messing with it and to see if I can get this thing to come back by just poking at it. Alright, well, I've been playing with this button for a while, and I even tried, poking the little button or what's left of the button with some tweezers and stuff, and I can't get it to power on, so I'm gonna first try a new keyboard. I'm gonna try a new keyboard, and then if that doesn't work, then I'm just gonna assume it's the motherboard, and I'm gonna have to use a new motherboard. But since I've already started messing with this, can I remove the button? I got the power button out. I mean, I'm gonna have to I was gonna end up replacing this keyboard anyway, so who cares. But if you look, hey, it's future me. I am currently editing this video, and I did something terribly wrong, and you're gonna have to deal with it for a couple minutes. So I thought that the little plastic part that you can see is the power button, but turns out that's actually the power LED. So for like the next few minutes I end up pressing the power LED button thinking that was the power button, but no, to the right of that there is a little silver button that you actually press, and that's the power button. So just ignore that for a few seconds. Maybe it's just me, but I don't think that looks quite right because it doesn't click whenever you press on it. Like, I assume if I took off these, the plastic for this right here, yeah, see how it's kind of like, it's actually like clicking, but with this, there's no click to it. Here's the power button, by the way, but there's just no click to it at all. I'm gonna have to replace this keyboard. I hope it isn't more than like $10 or $10 or $15, but yeah, I don't think that's, yeah, I can't really get you in much closer because it doesn't want to focus, but yeah, so this keyboard is definitely toast now, but yeah, so I'm gonna order a new keyboard, but I'm noticing now that the heatsink to the CPU is right here, and I'm gonna see if I can take this off without having to take off this top part here, which I'm not even gonna get into right now, but I just want to try. Alright, well, I can't get the CPU out. I was only able to lift it just enough to be able to reseat it, but I'm gonna order a keyboard. It's gonna take like a week to get here, but yeah, we're just gonna have to set this project aside until the keyboard comes. Alright, so it's very late at night, but I've done some more research on this thing. It turns out there is a way to be able to test the motherboard without having to turn this thing on. Ew, look at that. Anyways, the way to do it is to disconnect the CMOS battery, and then as soon as I plug it in, it would come back, it would turn on. So that way we can test the motherboard in this to see if it's still good. Because if the motherboard's still good, then all we need is, in theory, a replacement keyboard. So unfortunately, that requires disassembling this quite a bit more. I'm just gonna cut to whenever I get this thing apart. Alright, so I've done some messing around. I got the cover off. I basically reseated the CPU, and now look at this. Unbelievable. That's all it was. So I don't have to buy a motherboard. I think I have to still buy a new keyboard because I think I destroyed the power button on it. But I'm gonna try hooking up the keyboard ribbon connector, and I'm gonna start playing with the power button to see if I can get it to come back. Okay. I mean, I can't believe, does the power button work? I swear to God if the power button works. It doesn't work. Okay, so my original diagnosis was correct, that it was just a bad power button. I don't know how you're supposed to fix these exactly, but it seems to be all that's wrong with this thing, so that's good. We got an i5 3320M, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to replace the thermal paste because this, and clean that fan. That fan's gross because it's going into jet mode just from sitting here. Is there a way to check? Cool. Okay, so this thing, the rest seems to be working. I just need to order a new keyboard or figure out how to fix the power button, and we'll have a functional Lenovo Thinkpad. Alright, confession time. I'm an idiot. So, do you see, I'm sure I've already been pointing out this, but do you see that right there? It won't focus in on it, but that's what I've been pressing, thinking that was the power button. No, it's the silver thing next to it. So if I lift this and press this, look, she's on now. Is it gonna post? I don't know, because I pressed the power button about 5 too many times. Probably not, but I probably could have. I'm gonna try to save the power button. I'm gonna try to save the power button. All right, I made some progress. I've assembled it back together. It's almost back together. It's obviously missing the power button. I'm not gonna snap this back down until I buy a replacement power button. But I think it's gonna come out to like $8 for a replacement button, which is kind of expensive, but whatever. But I'm glad that the motherboard doesn't have to come out. So I redid the thermal paste on the CPU, clean out the fan, clean out the heat sink, and yeah, this thing's almost completely back together. So here is the final product right here. It's actually in surprisingly nice shape, but this is the final product right here with a working battery and all. And if we press the power button came in about 5 days later, which is a little long for shipping, but the power button came in. It now clicks perfectly fine. I know it didn't show me putting in the button. Honestly, I couldn't have been bothered to film. So now here's the finished product. I ended up putting in a 1TB hard drive because originally I was going to put in a 500 gig, but since I paid the same amount for the 500 gig and the 1TB hard drive, I figured I could charge a little bit more for the higher capacity hard drive since I paid the same price for the 500 gig and the 1TB. But this thing's all ready to go. The battery still works, which is great. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, this thing even has a little think light, which is pretty neat. But yeah, I will see you guys next time.